I had a fever dream when I had the stomach flu that because there was an animation job that I was behind on and I couldn't work on because of the stomach flu. And so I had a fever dream that I was an animator on the My Little Pony cartoon, the new one that everybody loved. And so I woke up from the dream and I went, no more ponies, no!
Did I ever tell you about how my sister talks in her sleep?
Tell us, Chris.
She sounds like the Exorcist. She goes like... It's really scary.
You should hear Julian in his sleep.
She grinds
What
her
have I
teeth.
said?
The one I remember was that you were saying, like, you gotta get the Christmas tree up. And then the one that I remember that was really weird to me was that you said the bonsai tree, he cut it down.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about Kappa.
Fucking Kappa Mikey.
I was talking about Kappa Mikey.
We watched an episode of Kappa Mikey, which, by the way, is fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's an awful show.
Not
it
even
is
like
so
not
bad.
even funny bad.
It is unbelievably
it's really,
bad.
really hard to sit through.
What is Kappa Mikey?
It was a terrible Nicktoons exclusive show.
Oh.
And the premise, I like the premise, but they did absolutely nothing
It
with
doesn't look like what it's supposed to be either.
The
It's supposed to
premise
be an
is-
American cartoon
yeah.
that goes to Japan.
Yeah, so it's an American cartoon interacts with anime characters, and they never take any advantage of that premise.
And it doesn't look like it either.
It's not. It doesn't look like anime
No.
because it's like
It doesn't
shitty
look like a
Flash
Western cartoon
animators.
either. It looks like a Canadian cartoon, if anything.
Yeah.
And you were mumbling about how he cut down the bonsai tree. I couldn't believe that this is what you're dreaming about.
I don't know why.
But the other one, you said you were on a train, and you were mentioning how there was Christmas lights hung up.
Well, okay then. My sister did really fucking weird shit in her sleep. We were in Spain as kids, and she got out of bed, just sleepwalking, and she ran down the hall to a fire escape door, which is pretty much just a door that leads to nothing, and you fall out of it and die. And she opened it, and my dad grabbed her and shook her awake. And another time she pulled me out of bed and like stomped me on the floor and got into my bed. Though she might have just been awake and pretending to be asleep.
Yeah, she said, "Shut up, turd."
Chris,
What is it?
well, now that you brought it up, tell me how would you react?
Splinter?
How would you react if you woke up in bed like at Aaron's and everything, where you're actually staying?
Yeah.
But you woke up in the middle of the night and you saw your dad standing in the doorway.
With splinters in him?
No.
My dad?
Okay, the Splinter
And then
Man.
you went, Dad, and then he left, and you got it.
No, he goes.
I would assume that he followed me, and I'd be really, really fucking weirded out.
He goes, Chris,
But you couldn't find him after.
I've come all the way from Ireland. I need
gotta-
help getting the splinters out.
Honestly, I would just assume it was a hallucination. Because did I tell you about the hallucination I had like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, you told me about it.
Did you? I don't remember.
I
that.
went to bed and like I never ever sleep on my back because every time I do I have a hallucination.
That's a good way to get sleep paralysis.
Yeah, and
That's interesting.
And so this one time I was like, well, it's been like fucking 3 years since I tried napping on my back. Maybe I'll try it. I fucking sit on my back for like 10 minutes and then I'm in another world. I'm hallucinating, but I'm still awake and I know I'm still awake. And then I just get this like fucking clear vision of like this cockroach and a spider just like crawling on each other. And I was just like, okay, no, wake up. And I just woke up and I was like, okay, I'm not doing that again.
That's really interesting.
It was like, it was bright as day in front of my eyes, just a spider and like, this weird cockroach hybrid thing.
Interesting.
I hated it. I hate them both. I hate cockroaches and spiders. I had a really weird, horrifying dream last night.
What did you dream?
I dreamt that a part of my penis fell off, and whenever I tried telling people that it happened, they just kind of said, "Oh, that's natural." And every time I tried bringing it up, I was like holding this like little. It wasn't like it was bloody or anything. It was almost as if a piece of my penis fell off, but it had healed, so it was like a little ball of flesh now. But I was like holding it, and I was like, I need to reattach this. My dick looks weird, and everyone was like, "No, it's fine. This is like a part of like it just happens to some people." Like, I don't want a deformed dick, and everyone was like, "It's fine." I was like, "What? No, it's not."
How recently did you have this dream, Chris?
Like last night.
Oh my god.
That was what woke me up from the dream last night.
Crash Bandicoot
You started.
No, I think
drowning.
I was like either choking or I was like in a constrictive space where I couldn't move or I was drowning or something.
Was your penis
And
strangling
then you woke up and Aaron was
Aaron was choking.
yeah he was
He had a pillow on me. Aaron wouldn't kill me. I used to have this recurring nightmare where the heavy would hold me down and pull my ass open and spit into it.
So you have been into that.
No, I said I had a nightmare.
Oh.
That wasn't real, but it should have been.
Have you had a nightmare that gave you a boner?
Yeah.
You were really frightened, but at the same time, you're like, ooh.
Yeah. What happened?
I'm not gonna say because people are gonna play psychiatrist and start shit. You know how people on the internet are.
It's true.
Chris, do you want to hear about my gross, depressing dream?
Yeah.
I had a dream that I was in. I have a lot of dreams about being back in school. So I had a dream that I was in science class.
Yeah.
And that I kept barfing up mice.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Like little hairless baby mice.
Yeah.
And my science assignment was that I was supposed to take care of them. But I was really upset because they weren't moving and I thought they were probably dead. And so I just had a big bowl of not moving, gross, hairless mice.
That's really disgusting.
It was really upsetting.
What was the last dream you had, like scary dream that you had that after you woke up, you were really still kind of frazzled?
I dreamt my mom got eaten by a shark.
Was she in the ocean?
I forget.
Or did the shark come to you?
Yeah.
I forget. All I remember was my mom got eaten by a shark, and it really fucked me up for a day.
I think I've told this story before, but when I was like 12, I had a dream.
I had a dream.
I had a dream that a Sasquatch was outside my house, like on the floor, and I was up in the second story window looking down, and it pointed up at me and like looked at me, and I went, and it like ran, and it started running, and I knew it was running towards the front door, which I knew was unlocked in my dream, and the fear in my heart racing when I woke up was terrifying. It gave me PTSD.
That a Bigfoot was about to attack your whole family.
That a Bigfoot was running to my door, and I was upstairs on the second floor, and it was down. It was.
Oh, I see.
It was like a race to whoever could. Have you ever had a nightmare where there's like a giant lifting the roof off your house?
No.
It's a really scary dream.
I used to have a recurring dream about this thing that looked like Nemesis, but wasn't quite Nemesis from Resident Evil. It was this weird, like, freaky corpse, like, giant buff dude that would just, like, stand outside my house and look in at me. It was the scariest dreams ever. I had these dreams
He
all...
would intimidate you like the mafia. He would just stand inside your house and look up.
He would run up to the window, but it would be silent. It was such a scary thing. It was kind of like a mix between Nemesis and the guy from Medieval. It's like him mixed together exactly.
That is scary. No, that's like my Bigfoot dream. He like
Medieval's like that like skeleton dude
his
with the
face.
eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
How many times did you dream about that?
I had a dream about that like probably 10 times when I was like ages like 8 through 12.
What's this?
That's
oh,
scary.
it's a little spider home.
It was because my uncle showed me Resident Evil 2, and there was a similar looking guy in it.
Your brain just... That must have been that you got scared enough that your brain formed like a piece of it around.
Yeah,
that guy.
my uncle would bring me into his room and like let me play Crash Bandicoot, and then he'd be like, "Do you want to watch me play Resident Evil 2?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he got to the part where there's just a guy with an eyeball on his shoulder, and he's like, "Is this too scary?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then turned it off.
You actually turned it off?
Yeah.
Your uncle sounds really nice.
Yeah. Well, the worst part about those dreams was, in my dreams, I'd be like, "Mom, Dad, it's back!" And it'd be like, "Chris, go to bed. We're like, you're making it up again."
So in the
They
dream,
definitely went the
this thing
exact
would
wrong
go to the window
direction.
and like just stare at
It
you.
would run up to the window and just look in like really intense. And oh my god, I'd just be so fucking terrified.
And you tell your parents, and they would say, "We don't believe you."
Yeah, pretty much. Just go to bed. Like, we're sick of you annoying us. Go back to bed.